Hey everyone, I'm Erin and I'm a software engineer at Coinbase Wallet. So I work on the developer experience team of Coinbase Wallet where I build tools for dApp developers creating Web3 experiences like NFT minting sites or DeFi exchange platforms. And you can find me under like Erin Lee Likes, that's my Twitter account. And I'm going to go over getting started with crypto wallets. So, not specifically Coinbase wallet, but just like a general sense. So, I'm not entirely sure how familiar everybody is with wallets. How many of you already have like a wallet or like a crypto wallet? And I'm not sure what the best way to show that, but maybe say yes or no in the chat just to get a sense. Okay, seems like a mix. Um, okay, so I think because there are a
Yes.
couple of those, I'll just go kind of like start with what is a crypto wallet, like starting from um, level one. So like wallet, when we think of it, the physical, what we have, we think of like credit cards, debit cards, IDs, and cash in your physical leather wallet. But unlike a normal wallet, which can hold actual cash, crypto wallets technically don't store your cryptocurrency. Your holdings live on the blockchain um, and can only be accessed using a private key, and more on that later. So a wallet is a software that creates and stores your private and public keys, interacts with the blockchain, monitors your balances, allows you to send and receive your balances. Um, think of it as like a key to access your funds. And I think one way to sort of think of it is kind of like a bank. So think of the bank as the blockchain, and the bank account number as your public key, and the banking app, which you access as your crypto wallet. And then your login would be your private key. So the bank records and tracks all the transactions going to and from your bank account. Um, and That's recorded and tracked through transactions. Blockchain, sorry, records and tracks all the transactions going to and from your public key. Um, so the public and private key uh, are your keys are there to prove your ownership of your digital money, and to help you make transactions. And if you lose your private keys, you lose access to your money. So definitely want to be aware of privacy and protecting yourself, especially your keys. Your public key is what you share with your sender recipient, and your private key is connected to your public key and acts as a digital signature. So you must keep this safe. And you need both to access information sent to you. Um, so I know some of you said that you have a crypto wallet, and how many of you have like an account with a crypto exchange like Coinbasecom? I've seen like Binance mentioned, or like Gemini. Like if you've ever purchased crypto and like created a login. Okay. So you actually already have a wallet, but that's like your hosted wallet, where you can buy crypto, and it's held in a hosted custodial wallet. And it's hosted because a third party, which is like Coinbase.com, keeps your crypto for you. The main benefit is if you forget your password, you won't lose your crypto. Um, but a self-custody wallet um, is what gives you complete control over your crypto, and you don't rely on the third party to keep it safe. So, like, why would you want a self-custody wallet? And this is really what kind of this presentation is about. It's really focused on the self-custody wallet. Um, if you want to go beyond, purchasing from your fiat dollars to purchasing Bitcoin or Ethereum, but you want to interact with a lot of like Web3 sites out there. Say, for example, you want to purchase an NFT off of OpenSea or make a transaction on Uniswap, you're going to need your own crypto wallet. And there are a couple of kinds, which the two broad categories we already went over, self-custody and custodial, are what's called hot and cold. You're gonna see that term a lot, so I'll just like mention that without going too deep into it. But if your computer is connected to the internet and you're using those like the wallet through an extension, a desktop extension like Coinbase Wallet, these are referred to as hot wallets. So that means they can also be at risk if your computer gets hacked, but it allows you to easily interact with websites in order to do things like purchasing and sending. And a cold wallet is actually safer. These are small, like USB, and like I'm holding one right here. This is like a ledger. It's a small encrypted portable device that allows you to download and carry your Bitcoin and your cryptocurrencies. They store your holdings offline, so that's why it's called cold. Um, and this is what you might want to consider if you hold a sizable holding and you want to keep it safe from hackers. And the other thing about wallets is that there are different types um, that support different blockchain as well. So you want to make sure not to send Bitcoin to what is like maybe your Solana wallet. So make sure you have the right address for the right chain. If you decide to hold multiple holdings and do a lot of transactions, because then you're going to lose it forever, and that would really suck. Um, yes, and that's a good point. Never give your C phrase because that is your gives you access to your private key. That is super important. Um, that should raise like red flags right away. Um, and let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna go into demos, but I also have a bunch of resources if you wanted to kind of look into a bit more about crypto wallets. Let me switch screens. Okay, does everyone see my browser?
Yes.
Okay, great. Um, so you're gonna want to start, like for example, we're gonna start with the Coinbase Wallet extension, and when you install it, um, you're gonna have like an onboarding screen. So I'm sure some of you already have a wallet. Yeah, I'll be sure to like share the slide and links to this as well. Um, so if you already have a wallet, you can easily um, connect it. And like we mentioned, the recovery phrase, um, that's one way you can port it over, or you can connect to your hardware wallet. There's also a way to connect by the Coinbase Wallet mobile app as well. So there are a couple of like options, but we're going to start with creating a new wallet. Um, and then here, just this is always hard for me to come up with, submit. So I'm not going to use this. This is just like a burner wallet, but definitely keep your wallet safe. This is your passphrase here. And in order to sort of make sure for security reasons, you have the right one, I'm going to also enter this. Um, and then we let you create a password, which is only for this like installation. So if you install it in a different browser elsewhere, that password doesn't travel with you. Only your passphrase does. Okay, so now that I've installed it, you should see it. And you can do this with me too if you haven't had, like if it's your first time installing a wallet. So you'll see that in for the Coinbase wallet, and there are different types out there, MetaMask being the most popular, and there are others for specific blockchains like Solana's is Phantom is the most popular as well. Um, so within Coinbase Wallet, you'll see that we support Ethereum and Solana, and then you have different addresses for that. So be sure to know which currency you're sending to which address. Say, for example, you're transferring from your custodial account to your non-custodial wallet. There's also a way to keep your NFTs or display your NFTs rather, and then any DeFi activity will also appear here. Um, and we list all your transactions that has happened since. Um, and when you're switching networks, this is a place to do that as well. These are kind of like the whitelisted popular networks. You can always add your custom if you're looking for something else. Any dApps that you connect to will appear here. You can also lock it for safety reasons and for showing your passphrase if you need it for any reason. Um, you enter your password again. Um, Let me kind of close out of this. Okay. And so this is the part that I work in, which is developer mode, but I won't get into that. And manage assets is you'll find that there's a lot of kind of like random tokens that show up in your asset list sometimes, and you want to hide them. So that's a place to do that. So for Coinbase, there's a way, if you do have a Coinbase.com account, and you don't need one, I just want to emphasize that in order to also have a Coinbase wallet. Coinbase.com is different from Coinbase Wallet. But if you do have an account, you can easily add crypto with what's called a crypto pay. And my account is already connected. So like I can add, well, I have very little ETH right now, but that would be one place to sort of transfer over your funds. And yeah, and then there's like a number of other assets that you can also uh, transfer over. I'm not going to go too much into like because this is just a temporary wallet. I'm not going to go as far as adding funds, but that's what that looks like. Um, so for example, say you're in OpenSea and you find certain NFTs that interest you, and I don't know if you can afford it. Uh, just for fun, say you go into the Bored Ape Yacht Club and you want to place a bid, uh, you'll find a lot of these websites will prompt you to connect with your wallet first. And for here, it says MetaMask or Coinbase Wallet. And even if you don't see Coinbase Wallet, MetaMask, clicking on that works as well because we use kind of similar way of injecting the provider under the hood. So, but I'm going to go ahead and click on Coinbase Wallet. And that is doing its thing, which, yeah, it's still working, but it will then make that connection and we'll check your funds to see how much, if you can even afford it. It'll often prompt you to add more funds in order to place a bid or make a purchase. Let's see. While that's still happening, I guess you can also in order to connect to certain like sites, for example, you want to see your profile of like NFTs, you can also do that. And OpenSea will like list all your NFTs and hide the ones that are kind of like spam NFTs, which you'll start to get the more active you are. And oh, okay, I know why. Sorry, because I already had this site open. Um, it didn't pick up on the fact that I had a wallet. So, okay, now you see that it allows you to connect. and I have no NFTs here. But going back to like purchasing, let's say I want to buy now. So it'll give you a prompt of what percentage goes to creators and your total. And I have no funds, so it will prompt me to transfer before I do that. So that's where this stops right here for me because I cannot afford, I do not have $162,000. Um, and so Uniswap would probably be another popular site that you might find yourself interacting, maybe even in the course uh, of this like module or in the following modules. And if you want to swap any like ETH, you can also do that here. You would connect your wallet first. Oh, right, because I had this open, that problem again. So when I refresh it, it picks it up and then it makes that connection. And then it'll read your balance and then give you what you're allowed to swap with. But right now I'm not in that. You can also switch chains if you're a bit more advanced beyond like Ethereum. And then you'll see the dApp connections I made are in two places, which is OpenSea and Uniswap. So that's just a short kind of run through of like two probably popular sites you might um, go into. Okay, so let me maybe check the questions. I see that explaining switching chains. Okay, so certain transactions can only happen within that blockchain. So, for example, Solana operates differently from Ethereum, so, and it has like its own different like protocols and different systems. So you don't want to send funds to it because, like, say from Ethereum to Solana, because that will get lost. Um, Especially if you send a sizable, that would really hurt. Um, so yeah, so yeah, they have different protocols. So you want to make sure you are making the correct, sending it to the correct address. And that part, there isn't really a system like, for example, like banks, they have like ways of guarding that and checking against that, but there isn't a good way to do that on like blockchain systems. So um, yeah, that's kind of the sort of the limitations with decentralized finance. Um, and I'm going to like quickly scan through to find what else there might haven't answered.
I can help
Uh,
you out, Erin, with the questions and roll back a little bit, so you don't need to go back in the chat.
okay.
So one of the questions that came is, I think that's good. It has been answered between the community, but I'd love for you to address it. Is the Coinbase wallet a custodian or non-custodian wallet?
Yeah, so that's often a source of confusion because we have Coinbase.com, which is primarily known for like a centralized crypto exchange. And then we have Coinbase Wallet, which is um, non, it's a self-custodial wallet. So you own your private keys, and Coinbase.com has nothing to do with it, and you don't need a Coinbase um, login account in order to also have a Coinbase wallet. So it's Coinbase.com and Coinbase Wallet is kind of the two separate entities, and um, yeah, so for example, if you have a MetaMask wallet that you started with, created a new passphrase, you can easily import that over to Coinbase Wallet, but you can't do that with Coinbase.com. I'm not sure if that answers your question.
I think it
Um,
does.
but I do think that we as a company could probably do a better job of differentiating it because even the logo looks very similar. So it's something that comes up pretty often for me. So yeah, how many of you, okay, there's another question on Coinbase Pro and Coinbase.com. Yeah, so that's outside of the team that I'm part of, which is Coinbase Wallet, but Coinbase Pro, I think, is if you're for more advanced traders, and the UI will look different too. Like Coinbase.com is meant to be a lot more user friendly. So it'll have more advanced features like putting like limit orders, I believe. I actually don't use Coinbase Pro. I just use Coinbase.com because I don't need all of that data when I try to purchase crypto. But for those reasons, like Coinbase Pro has also lower fees. So if you do a lot of trading, that's something you might want to consider. Um,
I have a question that just came out is it possible to open an individual wallet separate from corporate wallets?
how do you mean by corporate wallet?
I think I think it's about the difference. Coinbase Pro may often be more utilized a bit for, like you said, more data, bigger amounts, right? So we could look at that as maybe more corporate in a sense. How would you?
I see. Okay. Yeah, so I think Coinbase Pro works similar in that I don't know exactly under the hood, but I think similar to Coinbase.com, it is a custodial wallet. So if you have to log in order to access it and make any trades, then uh, the passphrase is kept safe with uh, Coinbase Pro or Coinbase.com. But with Coinbase Wallet, you own that passphrase, and you that responsibility uh, lies solely on you. And you can't interact like in order to interact with other sites like purchasing NFTs and like DeFi sites. Oftentimes, a lot of these wallets will either be like a mobile app, or you connect your hardware ledger, or extension is the most common in order to sign certain transactions. And I don't believe there's a way to do that with Coinbase Pro or just the custodial accounts or custodial wallets. So for the most recommended wallet for starters, I mean, I am biased. So I think Coinbase wallet, the reason why I would advocate for it is because part of our mission is to make it Web3 accessible for everybody, make cryptocurrency kind of something like everyone that's accessible to everyone. And so that's the approach that we take not only with Coinbase.com, but also with Coinbase Wallet um, in terms of the features that we add and also the user experience. So that's just my own personal bias. Um, but there are definitely many other options. So I I also freely will download multiple wallets just to kind of like try them out, but you're not really locked into any one of them because you can easily import your passphrase through what I had showed earlier. So if I like log off, that passphrase is not tied to any particular wallet. Um, you can enter that from anywhere through here. So you can also freely try different wallets if you wanted to see what your options were.
There's another question I'd like to ask you, Erin, that was asked by our community member Anchor is, could you please give us an example of a multi-sig wallet?
I'm not confident I can answer that at the moment, so I think maybe I can get back to you um, on because I haven't worked particular, especially around that feature. So
Of
before,
course.
I share information that's I think of. I don't want to give you like the wrong facts or
No, no, of course. Thank you. It's always good to it's good to be honest also instead of giving answers, mostly in crypto, right?
yeah.
Another one that comes out here is there a way to estimate or know what gas fees that you will pay for a transaction ahead of making the payment? Similarly, is there a way to know how long the transaction will take?
Yeah, so oftentimes what you'll see when you kind of start on making a transaction, and you'll see this also in the dApp side too sometimes if they consider user experience, is an estimate range of like 20 to $40, for example. And some of the features that we've included is a way to speed up the transaction, which means you would pay a higher gas fee, but it does update pretty every so often. So you'll see that the numbers will continually change um, as you have your transaction open. Um, but you will see an estimate as part of kind of like the transaction breakdown before you go ahead and like confirm it. And in terms of how long it takes, um, we can't give you like exact number, but usually wallets and also um, like sites where you make transactions will give you kind of an estimate of like maybe like 10 minutes or so. Sometimes it can get as long as that. So yeah, that's something to like you can also get a sense of it, just like keep your window open. And I just like stare at the screen for it to come through sometimes.
Don't we all sometimes just stare at that screen and wait for the transaction to go through? Another question, I'm not sure if this is something that is appropriate, but I'm still going to ask you and let you take the lead on that, is how does Coinbase Wallet make profits and bring in new business?
Well, Coinbase, so Coinbase Wallet, I guess, um, well, like something like we offer other ways of connecting users and like to Coinbase, we do have ways of connecting you to Coinbase.com. For example, Coinbase Pay, just to make it easier. It's not like you need to do this, but Coinbase Pay is one way where, okay, if you're not a Coinbase.com user, but you see how easy it is to on ramp and withdraw your US dollars or fiat money to your wallet. So that is like kind of like drawing you to other parts of the product, as well as things like doing swaps or any like other DeFi transactions within Coinbase Wallet, as well as in another like place for that. But yeah, so it's just really in the additional features that we offer. And I'm gonna
So
stop sharing this screen.
I'd love to get a bit more personal right now to you is what got you into crypto?
Okay, yeah. I mean, to be completely honest, I did not know much about crypto before joining Coinbase. And the reason why I did join Coinbase is more of being crypto curious, like I'm sure many of you as well. But there was just a lot of news and a lot of terms and a lot of trends that I just couldn't really see myself putting time, dedicated time to just like study it or work through it. I think if I had something like Unimasters, that would have been super helpful for me when I first had any interest in it. And I figured working for a company like Coinbase would definitely surround me with all that's happening on in the world of crypto and Web3. And I definitely had that experience. And furthermore, with wallets specifically, because it's kind of your direct connection to Web3, it does force you to be a lot more familiar with um, just that larger ecosystem. And I think to add to that, I think being involved in the community actually gives you a little more momentum in terms of like interest in crypto and like what, because there are different places you can explore. You can explore more of DeFi, for example, or you're more interested in NFTs. I think being involved and kind of finding like what's interesting to you is um, will kind of give you that momentum to do additional research, to like sign up for all these podcasts and newsletters, um, and interact with people on like Twitter who's much more vocal and are experts in that area. So for example, I don't know if any of you are in New York or will be traveling to New York for um, the NFT NYC that's happening in a couple of weeks. But I find actually those offline events also super helpful to like get excited for what's new and what people are up to and what they're working on.
Fantastic, thank you. And I'm gonna two more questions for you. If nobody else has any more questions for Erin about product, the Coinbase product and wallet, is what's your favorite feature within the wallet? What is a feature you find that is really, necessary in wallets? Maybe your top three that you use the most?
Um, Most definitely, number one is Coinbase Pay, the ability to easily access your funds, because I'm always sending like in the beginning, I see I want to make a purchase for an NFT. Run short, so I'll like do like, okay, I need to like bring something over. So that just like ease of use makes it so much easier for me to like finding it without um, having too much uh, like crypto in my wallet. Like I'll do it at a time whenever I want to make a purchase sometimes. So that has been my pain point. And since Coinbase Pay was added, it just makes it more likely that I'll actually finish that transaction because sometimes I'll start on it, not have the funds, um, lose interest or forget, get distracted, and it just doesn't get completed. So yeah, that definitely uh, really made it a lot easier for me. Um, and also, Coinbase Pay is something that will is not only particular for limited to Coinbase Wallet. It's actually an SDK that we're going to you'll see in other wallets as well. I think MetaMask is has also announced their integration with Coinbase Pay. So it's something that'll appear if you have a preference for a different wallet. I guess another smaller would be like the NFTs, like being able to see my NFTs is also um, like I want to know what I already have. So it's a nice little gallery of like images that I own. So that's also like something that I'll like check on once in a while, especially if I'm browsing OpenSea to see what's out there. I tend to kind of collect cutesy kind of images. I'm not really good at collecting the winners of like Goblin Town or CryptoPunks. I just want something that is interesting for me and that I could use as my profile picture. So that's also another part of like Coinbase Wallet that I will sometimes use. And there's actually more upcoming. And the team is really big. There's a lot of teams focus on different parts of the feature. So I'm always sometimes surprised when I open Coinbase Wallet and there's a new user experience or improvement on it or yet a new feature. So it's constantly being updated.
Fantastic. Thank you, Erin. One last question. I'm not sure if it's something you can answer that was asked by our community. We'll see if we can go forward, and if not, we'll continue. Can you mention the difference between spot trading, perpetual futures, and margin trading? Are those any features that are available on CoinDesk?
Okay, so when it comes to financial definitions, I am very not confident in sharing that actually. I'm not as active in terms of like the DeFi space. So I'm going to refrain from answering like financial related uh, questions. But if I had someone from like the DeFi part of our Coinbase wallet, I think they would be able to more accurately give you an answer.
Thank you,
So
Erin.
sorry to
Yeah.
be about that.
No. So this spot trading, perpetual futures, and margin trading is often very deep for certain wallets and certain exchanges. Is not available on every exchanges. So Binance has it, but not all wallets will have it. And like we were saying yesterday as well, and it's something really to I think repeat with each other, is that if you're not deep in DeFi, you're not a financial advisor, it's important to also take to decrease the risk of talking about these points if you're not comfortable and it's not your background, because in crypto it can be very misleading to get information on these points, because we are doing our own transactions, and if we don't know exactly what we're doing, then the funds can be lost and misdirected. So that's why there's a lot more caution around talking about DeFi, and the tips around trading and margin trading is very much even more so on do your own research in
Yeah,
this.
and I guess I can say one thing though. Um, it's this would live outside of Coinbase Wallet. That sounds like something more you'd find on like Coinbase Pro. Coinbase Wallet will give you like options on like staking and like lending and swapping. So, in terms of Coinbase Wallet space, that's not something we offer.
We had a really great question that just came out there, and I'd love for you to address it, is what is the innovation most wallets lack?
Um, let's see. I mean, I guess like I remember for at the time, the biggest pain point was the on-ramp fiat. There was no really good system for it or a really good, clean user experience for it. Um, and by on-ramp fiat, that is getting your US dollars, for example, connecting to your US dollar like account or whichever fiat currency in your country, and being able to purchase crypto and having that available in your wallet. So that's why I'm actually pretty happy with using Coinbase Pay, which was more recently a feature that was more recently added. Just because if you see what was there prior, there were just a lot of different third parties that offer it. But I think on-ramp fiat is a lot of what is a kind of um, like a stumbling block for a lot of new beginner users. Like, how do you start? Like, and that's the place that most people start, like getting transferring that amount over. So yeah, and I think in a general sense for wallets, it it feels not as accessible to the larger audience. It's a bit um, it seems like there's just more that you have to just know. So I think there's a proliferation of wallets because we're all trying to solve the problem of having a better user experience for the general public and being participants in like the Web3 economy. So I think just in a more broader sense, it is like having a better user experience because we're all kind of just figuring things out. It is a new like space.
It is. Thank you so much, Erin. I really want to thank you for presenting this to us today. I want everybody to say thanks to Erin at the same time. And I'm just going to take a few minutes to talk about the Near wallet, because here at Unit, as I was telling all of you that were there yesterday, the certificates are going to start to be redeemable as NFTs on the Near blockchain. And all of you will need to create a Near wallet. But with this in mind, I will be sharing the documentation for it, and I will just show you quickly how to create your Near wallet. It's pretty straightforward and simple. But I want to just state, bear in mind that we will expect little hiccup and clockwork around, helping you with your near wallet creation, making sure you have it, the distribution of those certificates. And if you don't get it as the NFTs, there is ways, as we have been doing it, sending it through the emails. And also this is the first time we're actually enabling certificates as NFTs for attendance. So it's fun, but we're going to adapt with the first cohort with all of you on this as well. So it's a, first time experience, and we get to do it with all of you. So I'm going to share my screen quickly and show you quickly how to get your near wallet. And I will share with you a document and a link, and please ask each other afterwards in the Telegram groups, and I will reshare those links in the Telegram groups as well for all of you. So everybody can see my screen? Fantastic. So we go on the near wallet page here, and it's wallet.near.org. And I'm very much zoomed in. I'm going to see if I can de-zoom myself a little bit. So near is here. You will be clicking on, if you don't already have a near wallet, where there you can do import existing account if you would like to open it on a different browser. Just to let you know, one thing that is important, each web browser will permit you to open a different wallet. So if you have 5 web browser, you can have 5 wallet, for example. But if you're using Chrome, the wallet will remember that you're using Chrome, and it will remain open on your Chrome browser. Same thing for Safari and so forth. And if you'd like to simply keep one and not have multiple ones, you can import it directly. But if you create it, you will click on create and create your account, get started. And now you have a few security methods to be able to retrieve your passphrase, your seed phrase, which is your very secret a password to be able to access your wallet. Just like Erin told us, this is not something to be shared. And with Near Wallet, you can choose your way to open it. So you can choose the most secure recommended one, which is secure passphrase, which is your 12-word passphrase that you copy and you save it somewhere. But if you lose it, you can never get back into your account. Please remember that. But it is the most secure one. You can also do your Ledger hardware wallet if you have a Ledger, which is a hardware wallet. And the other one that is most convenient and that a lot of people use is with the email. You get a verification code and a recovery link in that email. One thing to remember is if you do with the email, do not delete that email, because if, let's say, you would like to reopen your Near Wallet on another device, you go into that email and you click that link. It will help you open up your wallet you've created in the past on your new device or on your new web browser, or simply for importing. You lose that email, you lose your wallet, okay? So secure my account, and I choose the one I want. I did the email, I got it in the email that I wanted. I got the code, I opened my wallet. So when I do that, then that's what my wallet will look like. And you have wallet, staking, your account, and it helps so you get resources. And then you have your balances here in USD. And just to bear in mind, you have a few options here, which is send near tokens, receive near tokens, top up. So if you'd like to buy or import from other locations, it will give you options, or you can swap. The only thing is for swapping is that it's only between 2 assets on near blockchain. If you'd like to access other tokens, it will be through another exchange on the near blockchain. With this in mind, when your wallet has been created, on the top right side, you will see this alphanumerical address. This is your wallet address. This is the identification of your wallet account. And you click down and you will see your wallet. And this is just to show you if you have USD, if you have money in your account or not. I just created this one right now to show you how it looks like. And if somebody asks you, for example, you'll have to share your wallet address to receive your near token. your NEAR token. To receive your unit certificate, you will have to click copy and most probably insert it at a specific location. Always click copy. It's easier than going and trying to import it or underlining it in the location and you might miss a number or you might miss a letter. Just click the copy, it's automatically saved, and then directly paste it where you are requested to import it. NFTs in the NEAR wallet are shown in the collectible tab right here. And when you receive them, give maybe 1 to 2 minutes to refresh the page, and then your collectible, your NFT, will show up here. And therefore, your unit certificates will show up in this section. It will not show up in balances. It will not show up as any form of balance. It will show up in collectible because it is a visual. And then if you're curious about the NEAR ecosystem and you'd like to explore the other apps, you can open Explore Apps, and it will lead you to the dApp registry of the NEAR ecosystem. And one thing to keep in mind, when you have opened your wallet on your web browser, your wallet remains open at all times. So, excuse me. So if you go into a dApp, a decentralized application on the NEAR ecosystem, it will right away recognize your NEAR wallet connected to it. So you're actually already within the blockchain of NEAR and be able to right away interact. So that is the quick overview of opening your NEAR wallet account. Please ask your questions in the group chats. I would highly recommend you do it and familiarize yourself with it. If you don't have any amounts in it, it's just a good way to get practiced in it. Thus, normally NEAR wallets also, there's a way to change your handle, that it is not just an alphanumerical long string of numbers and letters. There's a way typically that you can change it to, let's say, I want my NEAR wallet to end with .NEAR, so fauve.near. But at the moment, they've removed the feature and the option in the wallet because they were a little bit of clockwork and bugging, and people were basically creating 2 wallets at the same time. This feature will be re-enabled very soon. So for the time being, your wallet address is this one, and very soon you'll be able to change it to really have it as your own handle, your own username, which is your wallet, and is much easier for sharing between people and community. So I hope this was clear, and I will be sharing all the links to all of you in Telegram. And I want to thank everybody for joining the demo session today, and we will see you next week at the same time.